Today our topic is professional identity in education. Identity represents the process by which the person seeks to integrate his various roles as well as his diverse experiences into a coherent image of self. Identity is what we know and what we choose to know, as well as how we know it. Our identities determine with whom we will interact in a knowledge sharing activity and our willingness to engage in boundary interactions. Participation constitutes identity construction. It will include dimensions of mutual and joint enterprise. Communities are networks made up of individuals as well as public and private institutions. They share a certain amount of practices, common goals, and common language. They have a social organization that includes formal or informal hierarchies, some idea of social service, and a willingness learn from each other and to share that knowledge. The term community of practice is groups of people who share a concern, a set of problems, or a passion about a topic and who deepen the knowledge and expertise by interacting on an ongoing basis. Every group that shares interest on a website is called a community today. But communities of practice are a specific kind of community. They are focused. Connectedness is built up on shared histories, experiences, affections, and mutual commitment. Expansiveness allows an individual to belong to multiple communities of practice and easily engage in boundary interactions. Effectiveness enables inclusive social participation in the world, but people have multiple sources of identity and ways of connecting affiliation to an organization. As example, being a teacher or something else is not enough to constitute identity. It is the experience as professionals engaged in learning and knowledge creation that is to be able to interact with all kinds of situations and people. Membership of a learning community ought to be transformative. B.Ed points out that becoming a professional relies on a duality of two processes, kinds and the qualities of interactions and activities at the workplace. The individual's ontogenic development, which includes personal goals that determine how and why individuals choose to engage. As example, one may choose to become a firefighter for the social prestige or a nurse for the salary. That is always idealized goals. The workplace offers both factors that constrain and inhibit learning and others that facilitate or enhance learning. 10 factors of workplace which determines learning effortness. Routineness, the degree by which work practice activities are routine or non-routine, thereby requiring robust knowledge. Discretion, the degree by which the scope of activities demands a broader or narrower range of decision making and more or less autonomous practice. Intensity, the degree by which work task decision making is complicated by compounding variables and the requirement for negotiation among these variables. Multiplicity, the range of activities expected to be undertaken as part of work practice. Complexity, the degree by which decision making is complicated by compounding variables and resolution of tasks requiring negotiation among those variables. Accessibility, the degree by which knowledge required for the work practice is either accessible or hidden. Working with others, teams, clients, etc. The which work activity is premised or interactions with others. Engagement, basics of employment, status of employment. This is the standing of the work, its perceived value, and whether it attracts support. Access to participation, that is attributes that influence participation. reciprocity of values, that is, the prospects of shared values. Homogeneity of tasks, degree by which tasks in the work practice are homogeneous. Similarities may provide for greater support in development of the ability to perform. Artifacts, external tools. Physical artifacts used in work practice upon which performance is predicted. B.Ed says that the individual can be seen as being socially shaped in ways rendered unique by their personal histories or self-construction. Relation between the individual and the social world might best be understood as those between ontogeny and history are understood. It is these relations that are continuously engaged in remaking and reproducing cultural and social practice as in vocational practice and learning. The play contains in a condensed way all tendencies of development. Play is the resource of development, and it creates the zone of nearest development. Teacher's identity. Teacher's professional identity implies both a cognitive, psychological, and a sociological perspective. People develop their identity in interaction with other people but express their professional identity in their perceptions of who they are and who they want to become. As a result of this interaction, the market and the issues of accountability, economy, efficiency, and effectiveness shape how teachers individually and collectively construct their professional identities. Students' identity. Learners should be able to merge identity as a learner in school, as a learner in the workplace, and as a practitioner in the workplace. A teacher must integrate his role as information provider, monitor, tutor, and member of a bureaucratic organization. The teacher and student both must learn to develop his/her identity with respect to all expected roles. Thank you.